Hey everybody, Scraft here. Welcome back to the channel. Just a very quick video talking about a big update we've had for the Realistic Livestock mod by Arrow. Now, you probably already know if you've been watching my channel, I mentioned that Arrow's actually, been away for probably a couple of months now, I think it is. Just taking a bit of a break. I mean, it's understandable. He was throwing out a lot of mods, but he's come back with a bang and actually introduced something that he teased was his plan for the Realistic Livestock mod. Pretty much like in the early days, he put like it's like a bit of a roadmap of what he wants to do. So we're going to show it off. This is version 1.2. You can get it on GitHub. Put a link in the video description. But let's take a look at what's new in version 1.2. So I'm going to open up the animal menu, and there is a lot going on now. We've got a few extra tabs, but one thing that has been sorted out, and it's pretty much a fix, is when you go into the menu section, the settings, we originally had like an option to put the dealership animals to up to 200. Well, straight away there is loads more, so that's now been fixed, so you don't have to keep refreshing because you've pretty much got a load of options now, and that's consistently been sorted out, which is nice to see. Going into the next menus, and trust me, there is a lot here. We've now got some different settings here where we can like mark animals. These are the ones that I've currently got in my Saxonum Let's Play series. Just so you know, if you are booting up with this as the update, you have to let a couple hours pass before you start seeing some of the changes. I was thinking that it wasn't working, but it just had to wait a couple of hours in game, that is, to see it. But yeah, just so, if you're literally downloading it now and you just booted it up for the first time, you're thinking, wait a minute, I'm seeing nothing, like no animals in the artificial insemination one, then that's why. But yeah, you can mark animals up now, which is useful if you want to like do something. Say you're trying to sell some animals, you can mark them up. Say we're marking these up, then we can go to this, and these are going to be marked as the player. It just helps you in several ways, really, to kind of like organize. Still got the normal options like change name, put the monitors on. One thing I have noticed now is we've got the information here. So if an animal's got the monitor on, that individual animal now will show things like water, straw, food, liquid manure, and milk, all in this section as well of the this information section. But we have also got this, which is artificial insemination. We can't really do anything right now because we need to buy the actual container and the straws that come with it. It's pretty mental, to be honest, what's happened. But I will show you that in a second. I'm still learning a bit of it, I'm like scratching my head with, but I'll show you a way that it definitely works. So yeah, that you can mark up in here now. We have got artificial insemination. And then if you look in this tab, this is the one that I needed to wait a couple of hours. You can see that we've got these bulls now that we have the option to buy. Yeah, we have the option to buy straws from them to go and do artificial insemination, and it's to each cow. So like some of them will have really good genetics, and you can see the price difference for each straw. There's one that I did see, and you can actually star as a favorite as well, which I like. But one of them was pretty much everything. Even that, like, look at that. It's £27 a straw, and you've got, everything but metabolism. But I'm sure there's a Limousin. Yeah, this one. So Colton. So I'm going to favorite that because it's everything you'd want. And I'm also going to buy 40 straws. So we're going to buy that, and it's now at the shop, and we'll go and look at that in a second. But what we could do, say with these female ones here that are not in calf or anything, the way I've been doing it on Saxonum is I'm literally just rearing at the moment, so I'm not actually breeding out, which now, looking at like what's changed, makes me think I should be. But say I wanted to do this, I'd just bring up the artificial insemination. You can see that we can see they've got this menu, and if we bought some other, basically some other, straws and stuff from different bulls, we could use that. Like, this is the way you'd select it, and then you pick which one you want. We've got 66% success rate, which is actually lower than I've seen. So maybe that's like, even though it's like extremely high, it's less of a chance that it'll be successful. And then you choose inseminate. Now we can't with this one, probably because I'm just trying to see why. It's in calf. It's expecting 3 babies. That'll be why then. This one's expecting 1. That one's expecting 1. I don't know how these have got in calf. I don't actually know what's going on with them because I thought... Well, I know for a fact that my cows here should not... But I'm sure I castrated all the males. Yeah, like I castrated this male, so this wouldn't basically happen. But I must have a male somewhere that's not castrated. No, I have. I've got... well, they're all castrated, so I don't know. Maybe because it's updated, maybe it's like changed what was originally there. I don't know, but they're all. You can see that pretty much all my female cows. Yeah, expecting 51% as well. That is. They're all bulls castrated. I must have had a bull in there, surely. Now, you can see here that you've got options to buy it for pigs, for sheep and goat, for some horses, chickens, which I think is crazy for chickens, but it is what it is. But yeah, you can do it for that as well. You've also got this message part. Now, this is really interesting, and I'll give you an example of it. Let's just say we've come up to here, or even gone to the animal dealership and we've bought this guy here who's got some really good genetics and stuff. In fact, we could probably use her, because she's brown Swiss, to show off the insemination bit. So let's just say we buy this one and then go to the message. You can see that it's giving you 1 animal's bought for 4,000 and so on, which I like because currently with what I'm doing, if you've been following my Saxonham series, you'll know that I'm actually buying every June and December, but also selling every June and December. And I keep 3 groups. So that means that every 6 months, I've got like 3 groups spaced out by 6 months. And after I've purchased them and they've kind of moved through the system, there'll be 18 months when I sell them. That's the whole idea that I've done. So I can keep a track of this now. But there's another important thing to this. And even though I've not seen this happen, I just know it is a thing. We've now got diseases. So animals now have diseases. And for that, depending on what they get, can either, put their life at risk, basically, or it means you've got to pay a vet bill, get treatment, and so on. I've had a look in the coding, and I'll tell you the exact diseases that are currently in it. Now, it does say still in development, early development, so there will be hopefully more added. But currently, we've got mastitis, which is for cows and sheep. We've also got CVM, which is basically like a genetic disorder for like the spine of for a cow. If you get that, that's pretty much like very unlucky, and the cow's it's going to die. I have made some notes, so I'm just going through them. It's also foot and mouth, which probably a lot of people know of. It's pretty bad. We've got PED, which is for pigs, and avian flu as well, which is for chickens. So there's a few. Now, I'm hoping that this is where you'd know about it. You get a message and you'd see it in your animals. But if you go to your information box and say pick this cow, any cow, and you can click diseases, it'll show you, and you've got an option to start treatment. But I've not done this. I've not had any issue yet. Like I said, this has only been out a couple of days. I actually was looking over it yesterday and decided to hold off to do the video until I'd done some testing, but I haven't seen anything to do with any diseases yet. I don't know if you get a notification. I'm hoping it'll come through in the format of a message, but you need to keep on top of it, because this menu here, for example, is not the animal menu that you see in the in-game menu. Like, that is still the same, and you still got your monitor menu that comes with the mod originally. So, that's good to see. But, yeah, if you want to find any information for that, just like for these ones, you'd have to go over here. And then, for these groups of cows that I've got here, these 6, I'd have to then go to this information, check this one, diseases and so on. And I'm hoping that the messages, because you can see the messages in this section aren't to do with the other pasture. So, you're going to have to keep checking, aren't you? I'd probably check each day, unless I know there's going to be a pop-up notification. And same with these. I'd go in here, check this one, because, they're not all linked. It's not one whole message bar. It's for each individual shed. So it's like simulating that you go and check your animals each day, which I like. I don't mind that at all. So walking up to this one now, because we know we've sold cows and from the, well, purchased an animal from this. You can see that we've got a date, what happened, which was movement, the importance of it, and so on. Now, I'm hoping like the importance of like a disease would show up and we'd definitely get notified. And then the last thing that's been put in is the Herdsman option. And it's an automated system where you pay a fee. So you're basically like hiring someone, which is the Herdsman. And you can do loads of this, absolutely loads. It's really useful if you want to be like a manager for it. You can set up the Herdsman to buy animals. You can give it like, you can enable it, then give it a percentage or a fixed amount. That's his budget basically. How many animals, the breed that you want, diseases, no diseases. Do you want female, male? Then you've got these kind of sliders that you can mess about with. If I just press enabled and go to like age, say we want cows that are only over 1 year, it will look for that. But meat quality now, I don't want anything unless it's very high on everything. Say I want him to go and find so many cows on very high there, and everything's basically very high in all the genetics. I don't mind if it's a female or a male. Don't want it to have any diseases. I want it to be a Holstein, for example. Well, I would probably choose Limousin because I'm doing beef stock, and I want him to get me 50 cows, and I'd given him a budget of, let's just say that's 50,000 and so on. Now he'll go off and search it when you press apply, but we don't want to do that. The same goes for selling animals. He can go and sell you. Now, every time an action's taken, you're paying a fee for it. He'll earn money. So you do have to. And you can see the wages up here that you can calculate and keep an eye on it. And again, more stuff, castrating. You can enable, the herdsman will not name animals, or he'll do random ones or alphabetical ones. And then you've also got the option that he'll actually do the artificial insemination. Again, there's so many things. Arrow is an absolute wizard, and he's changing farming simulator. Like, I've never seen these changes. These are things that I wish was added to the game since I started playing. And Arrow just out of nowhere appears on the scene and changes everything. It's incredible. And the stuff that he spoke about to me, it just, like, if he actually gets some of the stuff done he said, then it's going to be amazing. So yeah, exciting times really. But I'm just really glad and grateful that he's back on the scene, because I was worried that at one point that he was burnt out because he did that many mods, and it's a lot of coding, isn't it? A lot of scripting for a single dude just doing this himself. But wow, what a way to come back. We've now got diseases. We can hire herdsmen. There's artificial insemination. It's crazy. But anyway, last thing I want to show you is something that I've still not got to grips with, I will be honest. And if anyone in the comment section knows exactly how to do this, then please help everybody out, including myself. Put it in the comment section. With straws that we just bought, they actually can come in a container. And what's really cool is on the container, it'll tell you the ID of the cow and how many you bought. Now, we bought 40, and you can see it says 40 straws, and it's basically a tank of liquid nitrogen. And we can pick it up, hopefully. I think I can. There you go. And we could technically just take it somewhere. Now, I'd probably store it, because when it's like that, I've found, this is just the way I found it to be, when it's like that, I can actually use it. I can open up the menu and it shows it in the artificial insemination. In fact, what I'll do is I'm gonna put super strength on so I can actually run with this without it falling out my hand. Because what I want to do is go up to that animal pasture again, that trigger. I'm going to put it just over here, and I'm going to show you. So, you can see that it's there now. It's the 40 that we bought from that Limousin bull named Colton. His number is 610146. And if we go in here and go to the artificial, let's just go to, which one was the one? Yeah, Colton, so it's there. But let's say I go to the information one, go to this animal here. Well, actually, this one's 27 months. Artificial insemination, we can inseminate. It's gone down to 39. So now that one's been inseminated by this Colton's straw, well, one of the straws we bought. So this is where it gets really confusing for me. And I've spoke to Arrow, and he's basically told me, and I've just said I'm going to have to try it out because I still can't seem to figure out. But it's super cool what's happening. It's just, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but I'm just going to show you anyway. So what he did say is you can take the straws out of the container. So you can see in the top there, it says take straw. Now, I don't know if I've taken one. I think I have because there's 38. And then, see, you're supposed to have it in your hand tools, but I'm not seeing anything as of now. But maybe I am. I don't know. Let's try it again. Let's just turn off super strength just and see if that's having an issue. Right, let's try it one more time. So now I've taken another straw. And I should have them in my hand, but I'm not seeing them currently. Now, I did on a new save, so this is where I'm just finding a few bugs. Now, basically, there is a straw in your hand, and now if you can see that it's going down, this one's got 37, and you can take another one. So now I'm taking loads, it's gone down to 30. So I've technically got like 10 on me. Now, when you go back into the menu, what you'll notice is if I go to this one, Artificial Insemination, it's down to 30. And the 10 are actually on me in person. Now, it should be on show. And if I go to the animal, you should be able to like see a trigger pop up, like a prompt pop up probably in the F1 menu to say you can do it. Now, I haven't got any cows, have I? So let's just buy one and see if we can do it. I've been having issues with this, I can't lie. So that's 59 months. It is a female. Let's just buy that one. Yeah, let's do that way. We'll buy that one. And we should get another message here, so let's just see. Yep, spot on. And yeah, see what I'll do, because I've not got this saved at the moment. Like, I'm not going to save because of the fact, I've don't want to kind of mess up my save game. So I can go back. But what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to select all, and I'm going to sell everything but these two. I think that's the one inseminated. Yeah, it is. So I'm going to sell that one as well. So let's sell all these. 65,000. Do you know what? Let's just give me an idea of how much I'm probably going to get when I sell them, which is obviously really good. Message. You can see that we've got another one here as well, which is cool. So we should have only one cow now. And if I go up to this cow, do we get any option? We don't, do we? We also do this is the bit that's like it's really strange, but I'm not seeing the straws. But you're supposed to have them in hand and then go up to that. And I wonder if I'm just having maybe yes, you can see that I've got some issues here. So it says error, could not switch to the hand tool with given index 3 despite it existing. So there's we've got an issue there. So I'll let Arrow know about that. But again, this is we've only had one update since this dropped, and that was just a quick fix. But you're supposed to have it in hand and then go up to the cow, and you can do it manually. But I'm not finding I can do that currently. So just keep an eye on that. There'll probably be a few updates, or maybe there's some mod conflicts that we need to remove and so on. But you can see that I'm having a bit of an error there. But yeah, absolutely amazing. Arrow, if you're watching, mate, thank you so much from myself and from a lot of FS players. Because, yeah, the realistic players out there have been crying out for things like this for a long time. And every time you drop a mod, every time you drop an update like this, and I know it's going from like 1.2 to 1.3 and so on, I get excited because it's just game-changing stuff. So massive shout out to Arrow. And again, thank you for all the hard work. But I'll leave it there. Check it out. Download it from the link in the video description. Get in the comment section and show Arrow some support. And yeah, give him, let him know how much this is improving the game. And if you've enjoyed it and found it informative, give it a thumbs up for me. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one. See you, everybody.